Hello and welcome to Estuary TV News with me, Erica Barker. On tonight's show, cuts of 76 million by 2017, coverage of North East Lincolnshire Council's meeting to approve the budget. Helen Garnett and Claire Inman join me on the sofa to talk about a new all-for-one choir opening its doors in Scunthorpe. And Tom Reed takes a look ahead at the weekend sport. But first, here's James Dunn with the news headlines.
Hello, in the headlines today, investment in infrastructure is needed to capitalise on the renewables sector in the local area and making the most out of what you've got. East Riding is looking for kitchen kings and queens. Wind turbines in the Humber will be built and installed without ever even touching UK soil unless we invest in infrastructure. That's according to Goole-based shipping executive Peter Arison, who says that ports in the estuary are not wide enough to take large installation ships. Currently, wind turbines for the westernmost Rough wind farm are being made and loaded in Denmark, constructed offshore and moved into place. He wants the region to show a more entrepreneurial spirit or risk not getting the most out of renewables investment in the area.
We've got the problem that at the moment now the installer ships is loading all the pieces in Denmark. They're bringing them to site, I don't know how far it is, but 6-10 miles just off the Humber. And they're actually installing the bases made in Denmark on the soil, on the seabed. Then the ships will come across again and they'll load Siemens turbines, which is manufactured in Brande, towers, blades, the whole lot, and come across and just put them up. And the UK will end up having a very, very nice windmill or wind park in the North Sea.
Police have released an EFIT image of one of the men that robbed a post office in Bilton on Monday. The post mistress was alone in the shop when two men allegedly walked in at 10 to 5 and used some sort of hammer to smash the protective glass. But the worker had already cashed up and the tills and the men made off in a car with just the coin dispenser. Anyone who knows someone matching this description should contact police on 101. Homicide Fire and Rescue is warning people about the unexpected dangers of internet drinking craze neck nomination. The game involves people filming themselves downing a drink and nominating others to do the same, and is reportedly responsible for a number of deaths in the UK. But the local fire service is asking people to be aware that heavy drinking such as that in games like neck nomination can increase fire hazards. A spokesman said that although the link may not be obvious, many fires are caused by people drinking heavily and falling asleep while cooking or smoking. And those who consume large amounts of alcohol can sleep through smoke alarms, leaving them even more vulnerable when fires do occur. Nearly 1,000 people have signed a petition to stop producers filming controversial TV show Skint in Grimsby. The programme painted a bleak picture of Scunthorpe's deprived Westcliff estate last year, and a second series is now being filmed in Grimsby. But it sparked outrage among residents who believe that the producers want to show the town in a negative light. It currently has 900 signatures, but signing up has slowed down, so organisers are launching a final push to get to 1,000 names. It's already been passed on to Channel 4, but petitioners say so far they've had no response. 70 years after enduring the bitter cold to accompany convoys of aid to Russia, a man who put his life on the line has finally been presented with the medal he deserves. Now, in his 90s, Captain Frank E. Holmes has received the Arctic Star in recognition of his service in the Merchant Navy in World War II, when he was third officer aboard the MV Trevorian. The journey he and his fellow seamen made from Reykjavik to Murmansk was famously called the worst journey in the world by Winston Churchill. Mr. Holmes is one of 40 people to be awarded the medal last year, although it is thought that 120,000 veterans and their next of kin are eligible. He accepted the medal yesterday in the care home in Hull, where he now lives.
Proud day for me to be able to thank everybody for coming, and to, more importantly, to thank my father for the work and effort he put into serving in the Arctic convoys during the Second World War. For me to stand there and thank everybody on behalf of my father, I've never done that before, and at my age to be able to speak on behalf of my father makes me very proud, makes us all very proud.
And finally, are you a master of turning whatever's left in the fridge into something special for dinner? If so, then your talents could finally be recognised in a competition held by East Riding and Yorkshire Council. Residents are challenged to come up with recipes using everyday store-cupboard ingredients and leftovers in the Food Leftovers Bake-Off at the Lincolnshire Wolds Cookery School from tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. It's judged by a Michelin star chef from local South Dalton restaurant The Pipe and Glass, who will decide who gets one of the many prizes on offer. There are two categories, 11 to 17-year-olds and 17 and over. You can find out more on East Riding Council's website. That's all from me today. See you for the next bulletin.
North East Lincolnshire Council, like many local authorities in the region, is facing cuts to the money it gets from central government. It could mean job losses and will have an impact on the services that many of us use every day. But exactly where will the axe fall? Reporter James Dunn went along to the full council meeting to catch some of the drama as councillors debate what will take priority in these difficult times.
It's a budget which is very, very rocky.
It was with a heavy heart, Labour councillors said, that they proposed a budget imposing swathing cuts with job losses and a controversial 1.9% increase to council tax. But with their budget from central government being slashed by more than £20 million over 2 years, they claim they were left with no other option.
Give me an alternative. Where is your alternative? They're not there. You're bankrupt. Bankrupt of ideas.
If there's an alternative, where is it?
But opposing parties did offer one other idea. The 1.9% rise will bring in an extra £1.1 million, but central government are offering a £600,000 grant if they freeze council tax for the 5th year running. The opposition argued they should take the grant and find the rest elsewhere.
That means we're taking £1.1 million out of local people's pockets, but only getting about £500,000 worth of spending out of that.
Well, we did present an alternative. We suggested that the council tax should be frozen again this year, and we also suggested that we wouldn't be spending £8 million on a new swimming pool in these difficult times, and that we would use some of that money to help to keep down council spending.
The meeting was predictably political, with UKIP, the Conservatives and Liberal Democrats forming a coalition of opposition to the budget, which would always be carried because of the overwhelming Labour majority. But in the end, no one was happy, and there was some suggestion that residents of the borough might not be either.
You can never be happy with the result, can you? But there you go. We have to live with the fact that we do have a Labour-controlled council at the moment. And we'll just have to see what happens in May, because I don't think they are as popular as they would like to believe.
But despite the 200 now inevitable job losses, there was some good news, with the council announcing it would introduce the living wage of £7.65 an hour to all directly employed staff this financial year.
This has been forced upon us. We're having no choice but to do it. I wish things were different. We all wish things were different. The only benefit we've been able to is to find the living wage for the council staff who are on the very lowest of incomes, which is what people would expect us to want to do.
The branch of All for One choirs give novices the chance to stretch their vocal cords. They are now expanding into Scunthorpe. Here with me on the sofa I have enthusiasts Helen Garnett and Claire Inman. But first, here's a video of one of the choirs in action as part of Hull's 2017 City for Culture bid. So Helen, you're the founder, aren't you? So what is this about then?
It's about giving everybody and anybody the opportunity to join in what we are passionate about, and that is singing, and it's singing for the masses.
And is this something that anyone can do? Do you have to be a really good singer to be able to get involved?
It certainly is something that everybody can do. I mean, we're passionate about the fact that everybody can sing. You're born with a fundamental ability to sing. So that's what we want to bring out in people. We say to people, come along, we will prove to you that you can sing. We'll make you sing. whichever way we can. So yeah, anybody, people that sing in the shower, sing with a hairbrush in front of the mirror, people that sing in the car,
so
karaoke.
There's hope for me yet then,
definitely, Erica, you can come and join us. We're trying to recruit you today, so definitely do.
Right, I will, I'll give it a go. So what made you decide that it was something that you'd like to start up then?
I've been running gospel choirs for a number of years. I started 10 years ago with my choir, Hot Gospel, and we kind of went around different churches, and one of the comments that I used to get back from audience members was, I just so wish that I could do something like that. And I kind of thought, well, we'll take the genre really that is gospel and develop it into, we'll do rock, we'll do pop, we'll do all different types of music that people generally tend to know. So it's a case of making that style and that kind of familiar pattern of singing available to the masses, really.
Because you don't need to be able to read music to get involved, do you?
You don't, no. One of the things that we do is we teach everybody by ear, week-on-week basis, it's just through repetition. And then we have all the songs available on the website for people to download, so we actually call it karaoke. They record it onto a CD, and then they can sing along, in obviously health and safety consciously, sing along in the car, learn their parts, have a fantastic time. So yeah, so it kind of transpires through the whole week as well. It's not just coming to choir on a weekly basis. It's singing as well through the week, and it's so good for your health and good for your soul.
And I know it's people are talking about it, aren't they? And it's getting more and more popular, really, something that people want to get involved in, with kind of Gareth Malone in his series that he did. Claire, if I could come to you, you're starting off one in Scunthorpe, aren't you?
That's right, yeah, on the 3rd of March at the Royal Hotel, so it should be really, really good.
And how will that feel to actually be standing up there in front and delivering it then, really?
Oh, fantastic, I'm really excited about it, and it's the next step on, it's the next chapter in All for One, so it's going to be brilliant.
And for anyone watching today and who may think they'd like to give it a go, what would you say to them?
Definitely do it.
I would say come with an open mind, you know, even if it's something, if you like singing and, you know, in any form, just come with an open mind. Come along to the taster session on the 3rd of March in Scunthorpe, you know, or any of our taster sessions. We've got choirs all over the region. Come along and just give it a go. You know, just try it. There's no pressure at all. There's no spotlights. Put anybody, you can sit at the back if you like. Just go for it.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'll have to leave it there. Thank you. I appreciate it. Now here's Tom with a look ahead at the weekend sport.
Thanks, Erica. This weekend in the Premier League, Hull City travel to Cardiff and may come up against Fraser Campbell, who had a spell at the club between 2007 and 2008. On Monday, Hull City host Brighton in their FA Cup replay, with the winners facing Sunderland at home. At Blundell Park on Saturday, Grimsby Town face Cambridge United in the FA Trophy semi-final's second leg, with Cambridge having a 2-1 advantage from the first game. The winner is rewarded with a place in the final at Wembley on March the 23rd. In Sky Bet League 2, Scunthorpe face Portsmouth, looking to build on last week's 3-2 victory against Accrington Stanley. Lincoln will be hoping that star striker Ben Tomlinson can continue his scoring form when Chester visits Dinselbank, as they look for their 3rd win on the trot in the Skrill Premier. North Ferriby are on their travels as they face Gloucester City in the Conference North, who currently play their games at Warden Road, the home of Cheltenham Town. In the Toolstation Northern League Counties East League Division 1, Cleethorpes Town are at home to Hemsworth Miners Welfare. Grimsby Borough travel to Hall Road Rangers, and Louth Town host 3rd in the table Shore Lane Aquaforce. In the Evo Stick Northern Premier League First Division South, Curtis Woodhouse's Gould side travel to Graiseley Rovers. Meanwhile, Brigtown are away to Micklehove Sports. In Rugby Midlands 4 East, Cleethorpes travel to Warwickshire, hoping to tame the Rugby Lions. Midlands 1 East, Market Raisin and Louth will be hoping that they can beat Colville first for a 2nd time this season. In lacrosse, both Hull and Lincoln are away as they face Stoke and Ashton in their respective games. And finally, in boxing this Saturday, Luke Campbell fights Scott Moyes. That's all for the weekend sport. I'm Tom Reed. And remember, for more sports, news and views, tune in Tuesdays at 6 p.m. for On the Bench.
Thanks, Tom. Now, don't forget that if you have any stories, news or views that you want to share with us, get in touch by phone on Grimsby 315561, write on our Facebook page or tweet us at Estuary TV or email us. That's all from us. Until next time, goodbye.